Shalom, we continue now with Psalm 43. Vindicate me, O God, champion my cause against faithless people. Rescue me from the treacherous, dishonest man, for you are my God, my stronghold. Why have you rejected me? Why must I walk in gloom, oppressed by the enemy? Send forth your light and your truth. They will lead me. They will bring me to your holy mountain, to your dwelling place, that I may come to the altar of God, God, my delight, my joy, that I may praise you with the lyre, O God, my God. Why so downcast, my soul? Why disquieted within me? Have hope in God. I will yet praise him, my ever-present help, my God. Many believe that this short psalm is a continuation of the immediately preceding psalm. And one of the reasons we know this is because the final verse in each is exactly the same. Why so downcast, my soul? Why disquieted within me? Have hope in God. I will yet praise him, my ever-present help, my God. The verse is exactly the same in each. We also have a continuation of the theme from the preceding psalm, where the psalmist feels cut off from God, he feels rejected, and he wallows in despair and feels gloomy within, a deep spiritual darkness and depression within his soul. And so he asks God to send forth his light and his truth. The Hebrew, shlach orchav amitcha, or light and truth, emet. And the psalmist hopes that this light and truth will lead him to be able to come to God's holy mountain, to his dwelling place. This is a reference to the Temple Mount, perhaps a reference to the return of all exiles to Zion during the Messianic age. It is a reference to a time when all will be well, there will be no more war, there will be no more illness or poverty, there will no longer be enmity amongst peoples, and everyone will come to God's holy mountain to worship the one true God. So hopefully in the end, the psalmist believes all will be well, or at least that's what he is asking and praying for. But in the meantime, he continues to dwell in dark spiritual despair. The reference to light and truth is interesting to me because it made me think of the coat of arms of Yale University, which is near where I live. And on that coat of arms, you have a depiction of an open book that looks kind of like a Bible. And on the left side of the page, you have the Hebrew letters spelling out Urim. And on the right side of the page, you have the Hebrew letters spelling out Tumim. The Urim and Tumim were inserted in the breastplate of the high priest, starting with Aaron during the wanderings in the desert in the time of Moses, and later on throughout the sojourns in Canaan and during the temple times in Jerusalem, when the priest would insert these Urim and Tumim in his breastplate, and they were meant to serve as oracles. Nobody knows exactly what they were, but it is widely felt that these oracles would be used to divine the future or to be able to give the priest information about hidden matters in the present. They were anything but scientific. The Urim and Tumim were considered to be psychic interventions, a way of the priest divining messages and truths that could not be discerned by using rational methods or normative ways of human thinking. So in that sense, the Urim and Tumim were anything but rational. But on that Yale coat of arms, underneath the depiction of the Urim and Tumim written in a book, you have the Latin words lux et veritas, which translates as light and truth. This is probably a mistranslation of Urim and Tumim. Light and truth, lux et veritas, is actually a translation of the concepts that we have in our own psalm. Light or truth, emet, light and truth. Light and truth harkens to a rational, scientific way of understanding the world and the universe around us. Urim and Tumim, as I mentioned a moment ago, are anything but rational. They are, in a sense, supernatural. They are something otherworldly, an otherworldly way of cutting into an attempt to understand what's going on around us or to predict the future. And I can tell you that what I need now, I need light and truth during a time of pandemic, during this time of COVID-19. I need the light and truth of medical, scientific, and rational and research-based information. I do not need the dire predictions and oracles that foretell disasters to come or dark and gloomy outcomes of what we are experiencing today. That, to me, is not emotionally helpful or supportive. All that does is create fear and anxiety within my own heart and in the hearts of those around me. That cannot in any way be healthy or sound. It is not a sound way of approaching life today during the pandemic. I will benefit, and I believe society around me will benefit, by listening to the professionals and the experts who, from sound and thorough research, are able to tell us how we can try to be safe during this pandemic, how we can try to prevent the spread of it even further, how we can try to protect ourselves, our children, our families, our loved ones, and those around us in the society in which we live. This is the data that will see us through and help us to move into a hopeful future. The dire predictions will serve us no good. Instead, we will hope and pray that God will see us through, the God who operates through the minds of excellent medical and scientific professionals, the God who opens our ears and our hearts to listen to the guidance of people who really know more than we do and will help see us through these dark times. The light and truth of rational scientific information, that is what will help get us through. And that is what will help us maintain a deep hope and faith in a God who, according to the words of the psalmist, is our ever-present help, our stronghold and strength during times of darkness and difficulty. Thank you.